The Hebrew word for sacrifice is korban, which comes from the Hebrew root karov, which means to draw near. For our ancient ancestors, the sacrifices which took place at the temple were a way of drawing near to God. By burning those sacrifices and allowing plumes of smoke to raise toward the heavens, our ancestors believed that, if only for an instant, the distance between God and humanity was shrinking. But history changed all of this for our ancestors with the destruction of the temple by the Romans in the year 70 of the Common Era. After this, the sacrificial cult was silenced, and the rabbis were faced with a conundrum. How were we to create korban? How were we to draw near to God without those ancient sacrifices? The answer was prayer. Prayers from our hearts would become the sacrifices of old. The sages taught that prayer was not merely a substitute for sacrifice, but rather prayer was sacrifice in and of itself. That the sacrificial cult was not something that created equity in the offerings. It was expensive to offer an animal. It was difficult to offer an animal. And so prayer not only became something to replace the sacrifices, but it became a sacrifice that was superior to animal sacrifice itself. The Talmud teaches one who offers little and one who offers a lot are equal in their offerings as long as they go toward the heavens. And the Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel brought this idea even further by explaining in his book, Man's Quest for God, that prayer itself is indeed sacrifice. When we truly pray, it is not just speaking words, when we are offering something from ourselves. In other words, Heschel thought that when we pray, when we use these words, we try to surrender our vanities. We try to burn our insolence. We try to abandon our biases, our dishonesty, and our envy. And therefore, through the prayers of our hearts, we are offering something greater in this world, something of ourselves. Korban, the sacrifice, the idea to draw near to God, be it in the ways of our ancient ancestors or through the prayers we offer today, is something that indeed does help shrink that distance between a transcendent God and the world in which we live. Next week, we will all be celebrating the beginning of Passover. And throughout those days of our festival, I invite us all to be mindful of the sacrifices we will be making. When we don't eat bread and we eat matzah, let us consider the sacrifices that so many make in not being able to eat food. Let us develop a sense of empathy for those in need. Let all who are hungry come and eat, as it says in the Haggadah. Whatever we might be doing during these days of our festival, allow this idea that our sacrifices today are just as powerful, if not more so, than those that were sacrificed in ancient times. May your Passover observance be filled with meaning and beauty each and every step of the journey. Happy Passover.